Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Garden a Day with Middenbrock Gardens, where we explore the world one garden at a time. Today is May 3rd. The wisteria is blooming at today's garden, Longwood Gardens in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. 1,100 acres of gardens, meadows, architecture, and woodlands greet visitors at Longwood Gardens. First opened to the public in the 19th century, Longwood Gardens has long been one of America's finest gardens. From 1700 to the turn of the 20th century, Longwood was owned by the Pierce family and called Pierce's Park. In 1700, a Quaker farmer named George Pierce purchased 402 acres of what would become Pierce's Park. His son Joshua built a brick farmhouse on the land in 1730. That house still stands as the center of Longwood Gardens today. Joshua's twin grandsons, Samuel and also Joshua, inherited the farm, and in 1798 began planting an arboretum on 15 acres. They included specimens collected along the East Coast as well as plants from far-off lands. By 1850, the arboretum had gained a fine collection of trees, one of the best in the young United States, and Pierce's Park became a public gathering place for picnics and outdoor activities. There's also a story that these woods, although I haven't been able to confirm it, were part of the Underground Railroad. By the end of the 19th century and moving into the 20th century, the Pierce family was no longer interested in maintaining the arboretum. 41 acres of woods were in danger of being felled for lumber when Pierre DuPont stepped in 1906 and purchased the property to save the trees. He changed the name to Longwood. In 1907, he designed the first flower bed, the Flower Garden Walk, which is still one of the most popular spots in the garden today. Extending 600 feet, the Flower Garden Walk is alive with bright, colorful blooms. Each season, the garden staff changes out about 95% of the flowers in the walk to keep the colors going from season to season. Right now, in spring, flowering bulbs are blooming. By summer, they'll be replaced with annuals, grasses, and even a few tropicals, before being replaced again in autumn with goldenrod, mums, and asters. DuPont also installed the round fountain in the Flower Garden Walk, followed by the open-air theater with hidden water jets for spraying his nephews and nieces when they least expected it. What a rascal! He also built an extension onto the Pierce farmhouse and connected the two with a plant conservatory that allowed him to have a winter garden. Between 1925 and 1927, DuPont designed and installed the Italian water garden, and in 1928 he began adding more water fountains to his garden designs. This would become the 5-acre main fountain garden. This project was completed in 1931 and was the last major DuPont garden design. By the way, this is the second garden we've visited connected to the DuPont family. The first was Nemours Estate on April 1st. That one was episode 91, if you'd like to take a listen. We also visited another garden in the Brandywine Valley region, the Brandywine Museum of Art, which is only about a 9-minute drive from Longwood Gardens. That episode was on April 7th, and that was episode 97. DuPont opened the garden to the public in 1921. He established the Longwood Foundation in 1937, and management of the gardens was taken over by the trustees in 1946. DuPont passed away in 1954, having established a considerable endowment for the garden to allow it to continue far into the future. Today, Longwood Gardens is considered one of the finest, possibly the finest garden in the United States. There are more than 24 individual gardens at Longwood, showcasing more than 10,000 species of plants. In 2018, they added the Longwood Cemetery to their real estate portfolio, and in 2024, they purchased the 505-acre Granog, one of the last remaining undisturbed landscapes in the Brandywine Valley. Longwood Gardens consists of many beautiful garden areas. The water lily display was added in 1957, and landscape architect Thomas Church added several gardens during the 1970s, including the wisteria garden, blooming now, the peony garden, and the theater garden. In the 1990s, thousands of native plants were added to Pierce's Woods, and in 2014, Longwood Gardens unveiled an 86-acre meadow of native plants. In 2024, Longwood Gardens unveiled its most ambitious garden plans to date, with the opening of the 32,000 square foot West Conservatory, the opening of the 1906 restaurant, and the preservation and relocation of the Cascade Garden, the only Roberto Burle Marx garden in North America. By the way, we have an episode on his home garden from February 28th. It was episode 59, if you want to take a listen. Longwood Gardens offers extraordinary events and performances throughout the year, as well as top-notch educational opportunities. They offer programs for all ages, as well as professional programs for budding horticulturalists, fellowships for current public garden professionals, and internships for college students. There are so many things to see at Longwood Gardens. This short episode cannot do it justice. I could easily make this a 10-part series, but we don't quite have the time this year. We're off to a new garden tomorrow. If you're interested, there is a link in the notes to the Penn State Extension site that discusses the greenhouses at Longwood in detail. And if you get a chance to go to Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, please make a stop at Longwood. The garden is open year-round. A timed ticket is required for entry, and they do sell out. If you're planning a visit, you might want to reserve your spot far in advance. Well, that's about it for today's garden visit. Join me here tomorrow to find out where we're going next. And if you have a minute, will you write a review for the podcast wherever you listen? Every review helps us find new listeners, and those 5-star reviews help the most. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you for listening today and every day. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.